the ultimate Tenkaichi, and maybe Raging Blast 2. But since Spike doesn't own the rights to the Dragon Ball games anymore, do they?
I don't know. I don't know who does right now, but I am looking forward to when they. I might pick this up tomorrow. Go to. There's a midnight launch for Halo 4, but you can also, if you want, you can get the new Dragon Ball Z game. So I may just go there to get the Dragon Ball Z game.
And it's $40.
Yeah.
So,
They also have that and Zone of the Enders out.
yeah. See, I loved the first one. I never got around to. I never found the second one. So,
The second one is fucking awesome. That's like one of the best PS2 games on the market right now.
I'm definitely gonna have to look into Zone of Enders as well. I also want to. I'm iffy on the Infamous one. Is it 1 and 2 that's in the HD collection, or is it just the first one and some other version?
I don't know.
But there's also a God of War sagas, which has all 5 games on one disc.
I heard about that.
I'll look in. I'll likely look into that one so that I can actually free up more memory on my PS3. Even though I've got plenty of memory on my PS3, it wouldn't hurt to delete the because the only God of War games I got are the Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta as downloadable games. So whenever I do manage to get, or if I can find the saga, I'll buy that HD collection and go from there. Because I don't even own the first 3. I've played them. Never got around. Never managed to plat the first one. Because I think I got like 98% on the trophy list for the first game.
So yeah, but it should be interesting what goes down. I mean, I'm looking forward to this game and Zone of the Enders HD collection too. I want to get.
And there's also the Killzone trilogy.
Hmm.
Don't know if you're interested in that game.
Yeah. Also, I'll be picking up. Let's see what else. Yeah, about Dragon Ball Z. That's gonna be a good one. And finally, I guess our last topic: Star Wars.
Oh yeah, Disney buying Star Wars.
That will be an interesting one. That's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. Some people are complaining about it, saying Disney's gonna fuck up the franchise.
Well, look at the Avengers. That was owned by Disney, and it turned out to be pretty good. Some parts were actually dark in that film.
Well, I want to say this right now to people Disney, Star Wars can't go any worse than it's gone. I'm sorry, people, it just can't.
Yeah, on the plus side, Steve, not Steve, George Lucas, he's no longer running the company. It's, I think her name is Kimberly Kennedy. She was an executive producer for the Back to the Future trilogy, and she's going to be in charge. So she'll be running the Lucas company, and Episode 7 is going to be released in 2015. Then every 2 years after that, it'll be another Star Wars film.
We still have no clue how this is going to play out, though. How they're gonna do this. I
Oh, what if they what if they recasted Luke, Leia, and Han? I mean, I personally would love to see the original cast come back and then have them as like a supporting role and not be the main focus. But then, if you're familiar with the books, Leia at one point becomes a Jedi. The Solo children, they become Jedi. Ben Skywalker becomes a Jedi. There's Lobaka, you know, and of course Luke Skywalker becoming the Grand Master of the new Jedi Order. So if you're gonna tell their story properly, my guess is recast, because as much as it would be fun to see the original cast come back, they would be older, and it would be, unless it was done via flashback, having a new a new cast for the characters and then present them later. But my guess is just recast Luke, Leia, Han Solo, have them look similar to the original cast back in the day as much as possible. But yeah.
One thing I do ask they do not do: don't CGI the whole fucking film like you did before, like you did with the fucking Clone Wars.
Yeah.
It was all CGI. Just like, that's fucking stupid. Why'd you do that?
It's interesting for that. I mean, that's a completely different. I mean, I think that was like a more prequel style for the Clone Wars in between episode 2 and 3. I've only seen most of the episodes for season 1. I haven't got around to seeing the other seasons, but I've heard that Darth Maul came back as half of his body was like mechanical, and he goes up against Obi-Wan. I mean, it has the same. It still feels like Star Wars to me, but um, hopefully they give Jar Jar Binks a death scene, because I'm right there with Zam, who was upset that Jar Jar did not die.
How about they just remake the prequels? I think that would be better, just to remake them.
Mm, I mean, it's hard to say that they would do that, because the episode 1, even though that the first one has a lot of faults in it, the second one, it's so-so. The third one's okay, not bad, but not extremely great either. I mean, it's okay. The the first one is the shining example, not how not to do Star Wars.
I think all three have major issues. I don't. To be honest, I really don't like either any of the first three films of the prequels of episode 1, 2, or 3. I think they're poorly done. I think bad writing, bad acting, Hayden Christensen playing Anakin never made any sense.
It's rather ironic that his premonition, he was fighting, he was trying to find a way to prevent Padme from being from dying, but of course she does die. But it's not funny, but it's ironic that he's the reason why the premonition came to fruition. If he had actually not done anything wrong, like if he had not gone to the dark side, not been so obsessed with preventing the premonition, that Padme would be alive and well.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be. I mean, it's. I just can't wait till they finally finish this up. Like, till they finally release the next movies. See, I can't wait to see what the thing's gonna be about.
It can't get any worse than what it already has.
No, it can only go up. Hopefully, this like I said, one thing they could do that'd be kind of nice is to release the original trilogy on Blu-ray unaltered.
What do you mean, like unaltered? Like
No George Lucas CGI special effects crap. Just the original trilogy as it was in theaters.
oh, so have um, what's the guy? Jabba the, yeah, that's his name, Jabba the Hutt. He was originally a human character,
Yeah,
but then in the Return of the Jedi, they made Jabba the Hutt a sluggish creature. So how exactly would they explain going from human to this monster in episode 6?
well, in the original trilogy. Okay, in the original trilogy, well, the problem was he was a when in Return of the Jedi he was a giant slug. The problem is in the other trilogies they put him in as a in Episode 4 they when they released it they put him in as this giant they put him as a CG character and you could just tell it was CG easily and it was stupid. Oh, there was just a lot of problems with there's a lot of things George Lucas fucked up on the first on when he re-released the original films again.
Yeah, because the thing that bugs me about um, doing the CGI thing again for the Blu-ray, which my only complaint is that what since George Lucas was going to have Yoda a CG character in Episode One, well, why didn't he have Yoda be a CGI character in Episode 5 and 6? He could have. I find it. Com, what's the word? Confusing that he wouldn't do that. I mean, was there some technical issue that he couldn't do it, or is he just thinking like, oh, in 10 or so years, I'll re-release it again and put, more CGI in there for more money?
I don't know. At this point, I just don't know or care anymore. It's just kind of like to the point of like, yeah, whatever, Lucas, do whatever you fucking want, butcher your film. But I'm glad that it's Disney who gets it. Some people are like, wow, this is becoming the evil empire of gaming of entertainment right now, and I'm kind of like, yeah, to an extent. But consider the fact Star Wars can't go any more downhill than it has with the fucking Clone Wars and the prequels. Yeah.
Some of the things that he changed weren't terrible, like having Anakin Skywalker, the ghost at the end of Episode 6, instead of it being the original elderly man, or not elderly, the what's his name, Sh- Shaban or whatever. I can't think of his name, but it was actually a middle-aged man that was the character of Anakin Skywalker, and then when it was re-released, they changed it. George changed it to have.
Oh, you mean when he had changed when it's the end of Return of the Jedi, you see the three people standing there?
Yeah, you see
Oh,
Ben
I
Sky.
hated
Yeah,
that.
no, I like that because it made sense that in in George Lucas's point of view, he's saying the reason why he did that was because in his mindset, his point of view is that Anakin Skywalker, his human side, died in Episode 3.